So my grandmother owned the place that I just bought. I spent most of my childhood coming out here on school holidays and running around the creeks, and it's definitely where my passion, sort of started as a kid.
Well, today is part of the Great Australian Platypus Search, and we're doing this because we think it's terrific to incorporate citizen science and CCMA activities.
If we have issues with water quality in the Otways, and we do in the Otways, we have issues with water extraction and the impacts on the water table here and the impacts on the waterways, then collecting data on the species that live in the waterways is what we can do to help match land care people up with the CMA obligations, but it's doing it from a community perspective.
I came as a volunteer today. Wanted to get to know sort of what's in the creek and a bit more of an understanding of what's in my backyard, really. How I can sort of look after it a bit myself.
Oh, so important to understand our biodiversity. So many species are under the radar. They're shy, you don't see them very often. And do we know whether they're under threat?
Well, it's part of a big picture, isn't it? And, I trust the scientists to be looking after that big picture. To be able to say, yes, I've contributed or I've helped in some way, that's all we can do as individuals, is put up your hand and say, yeah, I'll be part of it.
We're using a really novel new technique called eDNA. So that stands for environmental DNA. And it's present when animals that live in the streams and waterways start to shed skin cells or hair cells. And so they're picked up in the currents of the water, and we catch that in a bucket of water, and we filter the water through a membrane, and the membrane is analysed by a laboratory for the presence of animals.
I actually see the landscape as an extension of me. I try not to see it as apart from me. If something's getting hurt in nature, I feel hurt. If you feel connected to it, you'll look after it because it's an extension of who you are, what you breathe, what you eat.
They'll be able to see the presence and absence of platypus, but also a whole range of other animals such as turtles and racali and native fish. So all these things are coming together, and community, citizen science, monitoring data for a purpose.
Having moved from the city back to a country situation, I just feel more and more connected, and that's the way we have to see ourselves, as connected.